Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract money effortlessly, while others work 12 hours a day and continue struggling financially? The answer lies in something few truly understand: the law of detachment. Most people have it completely backwards. They believe they need to desperately cling to their goals, work themselves to exhaustion, and constantly worry about results. But here's the truth that can change your life. The more you attach to outcomes, the more you push them away from yourself. Think about this for a moment. When you feel you desperately need something, what kind of energy are you transmitting? It's an energy of scarcity, of fear, of desperation. And the universe, which operates through energies, responds exactly to that, with more scarcity. The law of detachment works completely differently. It's about releasing obsessive control over outcomes and trusting the process. But listen carefully. This doesn't mean being passive or stopping work. It means working with a completely different mindset. Imagine two people doing exactly the same work. The first is constantly anxious, checking results every minute, worrying if it will work out, feeling like their life depends on it. The second is focused only on doing the best work possible, knowing internally that results will come, but without desperately clinging to them. Who do you think will have better results? The second person, always. Why? Because they're operating from a place of internal abundance, not external neediness. Here's the secret most people don't understand. Money is energy. And energy flows to where there's alignment, not to where there's desperation. When you're constantly worried about money, constantly thinking, I need this, you're blocking the very flow you want to attract. But how do you apply this practically? First, you need to understand the desire for financial success didn't appear out of nowhere. It was placed in you for a reason. If you can visualize a prosperous life, if you can feel what it would be like to have financial abundance, that's already evidence that this reality is possible for you. The next step is crucial. Focus on the internal, not the external. Instead of waking up every day obsessed with how much money you're going to make, focus on becoming the version of you that naturally attracts abundance. How does this person think? How do they act? How do they feel about money? This person isn't desperate. They're not afraid. They simply know that abundance is their natural state. And it's exactly this energy that attracts more abundance. Here's something interesting. The most financially successful people usually went through a phase where they stopped obsessively worrying about money. They started focusing on creating value, on developing themselves, on doing exceptional work without checking their bank account every hour. Fear is the biggest success destroyer that exists. When you're afraid something won't work out, when you're constantly anxious about results, you're literally programming your brain for failure. Your subconscious interprets this fear as reality and starts sabotaging you. But when you can release that desperate need, when you can work knowing that results will come without attaching to them, something magical happens. You enter a flow state. Your work improves dramatically. Your decisions become clearer. Opportunities start appearing. The law of detachment doesn't contradict the law of attraction. They work together. You use the law of attraction to mentally align with abundance, to energetically become the person you want to be. And you use the law of detachment to release the obsessive need for results. It's like planting a seed. You plant it carefully, water it when necessary, but you don't keep digging it up every day to see if it's growing. You trust the process. You know that if you do your part, nature will do hers. The same applies to money. Do your work with excellence, develop your skills, create value in the world, but release the desperate need for results. Trust that if you're internally aligned and taking the right actions, results are inevitable. Remember, you don't get what you want through neediness. You get what you want through internal certainty that it's already yours. When you can feel that certainty, when you can work from that energy of internal abundance, the external world has no choice but to reflect that back to you. Wealth isn't about working more hours. It's about working from the correct mental state. It's about internally becoming the person who naturally attracts abundance. And when you can do that, when you can master the law of detachment, there's no limit to what you can attract into your life.